Hey, it's Adam, Avalon Auto, Alpharetta, Georgia, AvalonAutoAtlanta.com. This is an update video, or a second video after we sent it in for inspection. So right before I left on vacation about 2 weeks ago, this thing came out of detail, was looking great, went ahead and posted it, but it still had to go in for its final inspection, service, and whatnot, which when it did, we did find quite a bit. So I had to take it down, reprice it, because we spent about just under $2,000 in service. This is a one owner desert sand Mica 2008 Toyota Tundra CrewMax limited 4x4, 182,000 miles, I think, or 181, something like that. We'll double check that in a minute. Great Michelin's all around. Exquisite service history at Toyota. Carfax, whatever Toyota dealership it was, did not report to Carfax, but in the Toyota owners database, it's got everything, just about every 5,000 miles its entire life. So fantastic service history. Factory tow package. Undercarriage is mint. I mean, it is one owner, 100% Georgia owned, super clean undercarriage, not a spot of rust. But service wise, on these 5.7s, we always scope the coolant, the valley plate, because I had to do that on mine around 150. I've had to do it on 4 or 5 other 5.7s. Very common leak. This one didn't show any exterior signs, didn't really see anything underneath, but when they did scope it, there was some crusty pink in there. So went ahead and did the coolant valley plate reseal, OEM parts. It's only about $700 or $70 in parts. The FIPIG, which is the form in place gaskets, some water pipe O-rings, EGR gaskets, handful of other little O-rings and gaskets when you take everything off, intake manifold gaskets and such. Wheel bearing noise. So they originally thought it was the front right, or front driver rather. So we did an OEM SKF hub assembly pre-pressed, still had noise. So it was the rear driver's side. On these, the shops I use don't have the jig to press on these axles. I've done them at Toyota before. There's another shop on the other side of town that's got the jig. I've just been doing the Dorman pre-pressed axle assemblies. They work. I've done them on multiple GXs, Tacomas, 4Runners, Tundras. So that's a full new backing plate and everything. We do an OEM axle seal because the ones that come with that, the Dorman ones, are a little smaller than the OEM ones. There was something else. Valve cover gaskets were starting to leak. Passenger side was worse, but we went ahead and did both left and right. Valve cover gaskets, OEM gaskets. Whenever we do valve covers, we go ahead and do spark plugs too. So OEM spark plugs, valve covers, wheel bearings, axle shafts, coolant valley plate reseal, full coolant flush, OEM pink coolant. So this thing is prepped and ready for another 100,000 miles. Red Rock interior. We did recover both front and passenger driver seat bottoms. Was starting to split at the edge, nothing too bad. This thing is the limited, so it does have full factory navigation, backup camera, sunroof, all the things. Beautiful truck and fully serviced. This is a one owner, exquisite service history. And in the Toyota records, they never called coolant valley. I generally look for that stuff to see if it gives me any insight onto what I need to do when I get these trucks. But they never diagnosed it. So power fold mirrors do both work, no problem. That is a common thing. I've had to rebuild those quite a few times before. Big old center console, nice little hiding places just like the Sequoias. Does have all the books and manuals in it, dual glove boxes, steering wheel controls, Bluetooth, power seats. Love the CrewMax back seats. I mean, they're just massive back seats. It does look like it may have upgraded speakers. I just noticed those don't quite look like factory speakers, but this truck is beautiful. Very nice condition. Does have bed lined truck bed, a JBL sound, Michelin tires with plenty of tread left on them. Super clean engine bay, OEM battery. Again, valve covers, spark plugs, coolant valley reseal, coolant flush, wheel bearings, all the stuff. Everything else checked out. They actually forgot to do the oil change after they did all that because the OEM filter was still in here. So I do get OEM filters for these 4.7s and 5.7s. I don't like the aftermarket filters. If you set them side by side, even the Denso next to the OEM is a much smaller filter than the OEM. So I always go with OEMs on these. There is a couple scratches. Front bumper right at the bottom here. We could get it repainted, but it does have 180 something thousand miles. It's in great shape otherwise. The tailgate we did paint because it looked like they dropped it onto a trailer hitch assembly or something. There's just a big old dent and paint damage right in the middle of it. So I've seen that on Tacomas and Tundras before, but it's right around this area where if you have the trailer hooked up and you drop the tailgate on it, depending on your trailer setup, it may hit that. All right, so 181, 456 on the miles. And again, beautiful truck, desert sand mica, AKA old man tan. We did raise the price, I think only $500, even though we did about $1,900 in work between the coolant valley and the shaft and bearings and all the other valve covers, spark plugs, all that stuff. So I tried to be reasonable with it, but beautiful truck. I think one other piece I'm waiting on is this passenger mirror. It's got the auto dimming that's busted, so we will get that replaced as well. It does have 2 sets of keys, fobs, all the things. Very nice. 2008 Toyota Tundra CrewMax, 1 owner, fully serviced, ready to rock.